So go ahead, both of these links take you to the same place. If we click on that, it takes you out to a website, and it'll give you a little video introduction of, hey, welcome to code.org and Minecraft, and you get to choose your character. Let's go with Alex. And here, you're actually going to code to get through a few challenges. So the first one says, you need supplies, go to this chest to get your boat. So when I push run, when I push play, it takes one step forward. Well, that's not enough. So let's put some more lines of code in here. Reset and play it again. And there we go. That is the first program that I have ever written. So fun little activity, step your way through here. I highly recommend it, and I would love to know what you think about it afterwards. To get your extra credit, when you get to the end of it, it will say, do you want to print out a certificate? Yes, you do. So get that, print it to a PDF, submit that PDF, and then in Canvas, when you submit it, also type in on the submission comment how many total lines of code you wrote. At the end of the whole thing, it will tell you how many lines of code you wrote. So just let me know that number, show me the certificate, and you get a very easy 40 points of extra credit to help make up for something you may have missed along the way in class. Our actual assignments for this week. Number 1 is a monthly budget with VBA buttons. You can take your budget that you made last week, or if you lost it, we have this example budget that you can download. So using that example budget, I want you to make 4 buttons. 1 button of Make Me Green. We did that together. Next button to make the cell yellow. 1 to make it red. And a 4th one to clear the fill and put it back to normal. On that budget, it's up to you in terms of what you want to make green, yellow, and red. Maybe stuff that is costing a lot of money or is over your budget, you make them red. If it is starting to be a problem, you make it yellow. And if it's good, you make it green. Again, no real requirement there. Just talking through what may work for you. And I want you to see 4 macros and 4 buttons, right? So each button does 1 macro, and I'm going to check to see that they all work. Right, so what am I grading for? 1, did you submit the XLSM file, the macro enabled file? Then from there, do you have 4 buttons? And does each of those 4 buttons work? And then the very last thing is just, drop a comment in the submission field, in the comment field of why you made certain things red, yellow, and green. If you have any questions on that as you're working on it, please send me a message and I am more than happy to help. Remember, we have this recording and others available to help you out. Think about what we did together for Make Me Green. How would you do red, yellow, and clear the fill? Second assignment is a little bit more open-ended. This one is you're going to write a program in VBA. Remember, we're going to use that program development lifecycle. Describe your problem, make a plan, code, debug, test, and document. We'll walk through this together here in just a minute, So what I want you to do is think about something you want to automate in Excel, write the plan out, and code it. After you're done, test it, see if it works or not. If it doesn't work, don't worry. Just do what you can to fix it. And if you ultimately cannot fix it, that's okay too. Leave that in part of the comments saying, it just did not work. I think the issue might be this. And then the last thing I want you to do is document what your code is doing. So to do that, put it in the submission field or use a Word document. But before each line of code, let me know what is going on there. So let's walk through this one together. So what I want to do is make an evaluation where the only acceptable answer is yes. That's my problem. An evaluation and the only you are required to say yes. That's step one. That's my problem. Step two, make a plan. So I want a pop-up message that says, am I the greatest? And then you have the option to answer yes or no. If you answer yes, I want a big bold message that says you are right. If you answer no, I want a big bold message that says stop joking. And then remember, you have to answer yes. So if you say no, I want that process to start again until you answer yes. The code to do all of that is right here. So you can actually copy and paste this and maybe customize it to your needs. But let's walk through doing this one together now. So I am going to open up another new blank Excel sheet. And here, I'm going to work on my programming in Vba Demo. So I have my new sheet. First thing I need, remember our plan, was a pop-up message that says, am I the greatest? To make that pop-up happen, I'm actually going to put in a button. So I come back to my developer tab and I'm going to insert an ActiveX button, put it down here, make it pretty big so you can't miss it. And then that code from Canvas, right here, copy and paste it. So I have that code on my keyboard now. I actually dumped it into a text editor. And now I'm going to come back to Excel and I'm going to put that code inside this button now. So I'm going to say view code, and you'll see there's nothing here. So I'm just going to paste in all of my code. And now thinking about the assignment ahead, we need to insert some comments when we are going to submit it. All right, so here's that same code. I'm going to put a comment here saying this makes a pop-up. And then this one says this is for correct answer, right? And just all the way down before you submit. So here my code is there. I can close this now. And one last thing I want to do is instead of saying command button 1, I want this to say something useful. So I'm going to come here to command button, right click, command button object and edit. And again, this lets me change the name. So I will just make this say click me. So that way we know for sure what it is I want to happen. Turn off design mode by clicking on it. And now I'll go ahead and click this button. And we get the pop-up saying, am I the greatest? If I say no, it'll say stop joking and then ask me again. Every time I say no, it keeps asking me. Eventually I say yes, and it changes to say you are right. Now, come back into design mode, and I can look at that code and change it. Maybe instead of Professor Pavlakos, we don't want to be so formal. We just want to say Chris. And instead of right on, we can make it say yep and stop joking. If you say no, instead of stop joking, I want it to say you are a hater. Now the color is red, the size is 48. Maybe instead of red, I want it to be green. Go ahead and close that out. Come out of design mode, and let's try it again. So now it says, is Chris the greatest? Because we changed that code. And the answer is no. It says you're a hater. Now I'll ask again, am I the greatest? I say yes, and there we go. Now it says yep instead. So that shows kind of how cool it is with the code of once you have it built, you can tweak the behavior really easily. So if that was what I'm submitting, right, I could just say I had no issues, it worked perfectly fine the first time. Or if I had some problems, I can write out, hey, here's what my problem was. And then when I am submitting this, right, I come here to Excel, in design mode, view the code. I copy this code maybe into Microsoft Word. Paste it all in. And then in here, I write my comments about what's happening, right? So the first one would be, this creates a pop-up box, and then make all of your comments a different color of text. So that way it's easy for me to read and see what's going on. When you're done with this, submit your Word document with your code that tells me what's happening in the code, and submit the Excel with macros file so that way I can see what you did. I'm just closing mine out because I don't need to save them. Let's look at the grading on this one, right? So I want to see the description, your plan, your code, your testing, your documentation. But notice, if it works or not is only worth 5 points. So don't freak out if it's not working. I'm worried about the process and, working your way through it. If it works or not is just a bonus here. I want to see your process on making a little program in Excel. Pick something simple. Don't get overly complicated if this is your first time coding. It can be something just like making text pop up, exactly like what we showed here, or doing some calculations. Be creative, do something you want to do, have fun. And yeah, that's about it.